Yeah,
All right, you're good.
legit, me and Kate were joking around with it. Like, what if we started every episode with playing the song Georgia by Boss Gags? Because Georgia was the
2022.
champ.
That song's great.
Of course it is. Anyways, I'm gonna break this down, down, down. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And from here, we're gonna go here.
So I actually work with a guy. His son plays for Georgia, and he's going to be a junior this year. And already through his freshman sophomore year, he has national championship rings, and he hasn't even seen the field.
Now, should we go over before we go anything else? Do you want to go with the home crowd and go with WCU real quick?
No.
Because I can go there.
uh,
Like I said, I know.
yeah, 5-win season.
Well, we went over 500. First time in 5 years.
Who?
WCU. We went over 500. Remember, FCS games only have 11 games in the regular season, not 12.
Maybe 5 wins. Maybe.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna go
we
4.
were we were given the we were graded as the best recruiting class in our conference,
Surprisingly.
and
How?
and also our running back last year, this past season was given SoCon Freshman of the Year, Offensive Freshman of the Year, running back.
Um,
I mean, we got
shoot,
some talent,
I
and
can't
like,
think of his name.
and that's in that's in our coach's second year. So
Can't think of his
it
name.
may go up. You never know.
Jones, right? Is that Jones?
I don't know this guy's name. But
Whatever.
there are so many conferences in the championship, the FCS. Look at this. There's but look at this. Look how many there are.
Arlington State.
So right here, 6 and 5.
Yeah, we'll go 5-6.
But
Hey, we beat Chattanooga, man. We beat Chattanooga.
we should have had. Let's go. Let's go to WCU. I forget. We should have beat Citadel. How do we lose the Citadel at home? Maybe because
They ran that wing key.
we are. Yeah, we went on a 3-game losing streak right here. Mercer killed us.
I was at the last 3.
Yeah. No, we needed this just to have some. We got to win.
Last 2.
I mean, look at the
Presbyterian apparently
You almost beat
doesn't,
Georgia
it doesn't
Tech.
do scholarships. Not everybody's a walk on, and they're the small, and they have the smallest amount of players on a roster on any Division I team.
That's because they're a religious school and they play with altar boys too much.
You look like a guy. My buddy John is the president of the hockey club that I'm in, and you talk just like him. It's kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah. No, he is a sports nurse in sports management. You happen to know John Warrenberger?
I don't even go to Western. My K goes to Western. So yeah.
Okay. Where you go? Oh yeah, I forgot you did.
I'm out of school, man. I don't even go to school.
I forgot that. Kate told me. But no, that's I at one point was believing we had a chance at Georgia Tech, and then Red got injured.
Yeah, that was bad.
Even the quarterback got injured. They put him in the sling. Jesus Christ, man. Oh boy.
We only lost by 18 though to Georgia Tech. So it's not bad.
Just pray for VMI though.
So one thing that we do need to discuss, and this is something that I got an ESPN notification about, the new rules and regulations for the SEC moving into next year.
Yeah, I heard. So it's not only just the you lose a future home game, you could have a chance at forfeiting it.
Because if you rush the field, basically you either have the option or the league has the option to either make you forfeit the game, depending on how the severity of it works, or they take away your home game and give it to your next opponent for them to have a home game instead.
They're
Which,
so stupid though.
which if you look at
kids
it,
be kids.
like if you look at it though, like if Vanderbilt, say Vanderbilt pulls off some miraculous victory over like a ranked Tennessee team next year, and they storm the field, now they got to give up their first home game next year. Like, what's up with that?
The way kids be kids, man.
I just yep. And then another yep.
But y'all can thank Tennessee for that. Whenever since golf balls, mustard bottles, and everything else started getting flying through the stands, they kind of had to up their severity of
The golf balls in the mustard.
Yeah,
penalties.
like that.
All right, so let's get in here, and like kind of go over what we think is going to happen as far as each conference. Because I know how Cade and I we kind of like we discussed this a little bit
Yeah.
out of a video. Let's jump right into. Let's go with the American first, seeing it's right there.
Well, obviously, it's not going to look like that next year.
Correct. Do you have a graphic that's going to show the new conference realignments?
I could try. 2023, 2024, NCAAF standing.
Let's see here.
Way too early. Oh my God. You could never believe those. No, it's not here either.
So basically, the teams that are going to be departing for the Big 12 is Cincinnati.
Houston, Cincinnati, UCF, BYU.
Yep. So BYU no longer independent.
I never thought that would happen in a million years.
I was surprised. Like I was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to Cade off of the video one day, and I was like, BYU joins a conference before Notre Dame. I was like, that's absolutely
That's bizarre.
You'd figured BYU would join the Mountain West or something like that. But
Yeah.
But
So
with the American, with those teams leaving, I know you have a few new ones coming in.
I don't know who is joining the American.
It's North Texas, UTSA, UTEP, and there was one other one.
And
So basically, it's a bunch of Texas schools.
don't forget, there's a new conference coming in.
When?
This season.
Like which conference?
Bring
bring back the Big East.
No, I think it was a merger. It was like Atlantic Sun and somebody else.
Oh yeah, that's for FCS. That's on.
No. They're joining from FCS to FBS. I'm not kidding.
They're gonna get annihilated. Like, and I saw in the list of those teams, it's like Utah Tech and Utah Valley, and like
I
teams
think
like
Utah
that.
Tech used to be called something different.
And I'm just like
Austin P.
like Rio Grande, like something, and I'm just like, guys,
What's the deal?
Gonzaga and Wichita State would have better football programs in year one than you would.
Well, Gonzaga used to have one, but they got rid of it after like what, World War II?
Yeah, it was something like that to where they just switched basketball.
Wichita State, I think the last time they had a football program was 85.
And I think part of the reason they disbanded the 85 football program is because one, too many injuries, but I also think there was a lot of NCAA.
Oh, with the Western Athletic Conference. They're back.
That's whack.
Whack. It is whack.
Good one, Cade.
Love it.
No, it wasn't.
Love it. Love it.
That's the first time I've ever used that term.
Okay, here it is. Abilene Christian, Austin P, Central Arkansas, Eastern Kentucky. Every time I think Eastern Kentucky, I think that game where the NC State played them and someone knocked their someone knocked the EKU QB's helmet off with a sack. Like,
But if you go back up,
Northern Alabama, Southern Utah, Stephen F. Austin, Tarleton State, which I've never heard of them until recently.
Tarleton State is freaking good at football, man.
I've
Like-
never heard of them until like the last couple of years.
Now, the one thing I do want to point out, though, is up in the paragraph before, it says the athletic indicates that the first place team of the upstate UAC will be
Ah.
spot in the FCS playoffs.
Oh,
So
okay. Now I read that incorrectly. Through the alliance indicates that its goal of the future is eventually move up to the FBS level as a football-only conference.
Yeah, so basically their goal is like, I don't know how many
I've
years.
never heard of a football-only conference before.
You're going to start seeing it now more and more because of super conferences, basically.
Oh, I've never thought about that. Perhaps.
So basically what you're going to do is you're going to basically create this system to where pretty much what's going to come in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm assuming, maybe even sooner, is you're pretty much going to break away from the whole NCAA concept and you're just going to join like the CFP concept. And then you're just going to have super conferences.
No, yeah. I heard Arizona and who else? Colorado want to join the Big 12.
I actually like that because Arizona would actually have like possibly a 6-6 season.
I honestly want Arizona State in tandem.
I think Arizona's
The
gonna
rivalries
be lower with a
together.
bit.
Keep the rivalries together.
Well, here's what you could do, and I like where college football is headed because now you're getting to this point of conference realignment, kind of super conferences and everything, to where you open up the idea of kind of like basketball does with the Big 12 ACC like challenges and everything. So now you kind of open that idea up to football to where you basically have these games that are a part of that series in a non-conference slate. And like the SEC just announced the other day that they're going to what they call the 3-6-6 rule, the 3-3-6 rule, which basically
wonderful.
Basically you're going to have 10 SEC games a year. Now, who was the only team to ever have 10 SEC games a year? And they absolutely obliterated everybody with it? Alabama.
Oh, by the way, I showed that. Speaking of Alabama, I showed this to Cade. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Let us go to Winsipedia if you know the website. Do you know the website? Weston?
Yeah, you mean the always altering factual website?
Oh, Winsipedia, not Wikipedia. Winsipedia.
I'm aware Penn, like University of
Price.
It's this.
Price.
Yeah, you gotta see this. This is nuts. Fair teams. Keep in mind, it was a long time ago, and we put the full games. One of them was the Cotton Bowl.
Well, that's like a lot of people don't remember Tulane being a member of the SEC.
No, they don't.
And
Crazy.
I think the only reason why they remember Georgia Tech being is because they won a championship over there. Now I love Wikipedia. It gives me all the good stats. Anyways, sorry I went off topic.
all right.
On that the other day. So how do you feel about the how do you feel about the ACCs? No divisions, but each team will play these specific teams, and then everything goes round.
Let's go, Duke.
So I don't really like that idea because if you're getting rid of divisions, then you basically should just open it up to where you basically draw out of a random hat.
No, I think I should. Well, keep one or two rivals.
Like Duke Carolina has to be there. Florida
And
State Miami has to be there.
I think for state, it's State Carolina, and then State Clemson.
which that state or Clemson Syracuse game me and Cade went to, and man, what a game that
Of
was.
course it was a great buy. Of course it is.
Like
Almost
Clemson's
any time it
nice.
is.
like dude, Clemson, like if anybody ever goes and you're a single guy, it's like the best time of your life. Like Clemson, and I'll be
The
honest,
blondes, the
Die-
blondes, man, the
die-
blondes.
like I'm a diehard Alabama fan. Been to Bryant Denny Stadium numerous of times, over 110,000 people there every game, typically. And going to Clemson to where the capacity is only like 80-some thousand people, I texted my
Here it
mom
is.
and I was like, this is crazy. This is like as loud, if not louder than Tuscaloosa.
Here it is. So this is every team's what they're required to play. Duke plays North Carolina, NC State, Wake Forest, Clemson, Florida State, Georgia Tech,
Florida State's going to beat Clemson this year.
NC State. I'm surprised when NC State they put Virginia instead. Oh no, I'm looking at UNC. No, I'm surprised they put Duke instead of Wake Forest. But I think we share a way closer rivalry with Wake Forest.
Are you a Carolina fan?
I'm actually an NC State fan. I go through a lot of pain.
Even including Devin Leary transferring to Kentucky?
No, I didn't mind that actually. He was going
Ew.
down. I wanted MJ Morris to start. Now he's not going to start this time because we got the Brandon. What's his last name? He starts like a M or something. I don't know, but the Virginia QB, which everybody said, "Oh, he did bad last year."
Armstrong?
Very bad thing, until you realize we have his old offensive coordinator that he played for, when he had his 4,000.
Talking about Brennan Armstrong?
Yeah, there it is. Brennan Armstrong. That's it. And not only that, but we have one of these old recruiting coordinators, who's the offensive line coach, who somehow looks like Thanos. If you know what I can show this to Kate, but NC State offensive line
Offense size?
line coach. Where is it? What the?
Toot.
Where is it? Why is it not showing up? That like nothing is showing up.
Maybe he was another part of the reason of cancel culture. He just like mysteriously disappeared off the face of the planet.
There it is. Gary Two.
Yeah, he does look like Thanos.
No, I love it. No, that's him.
So,
Looks like
all right.
James Hetfield.
So anything in this list that sticks out to you right here? I think the best one. What do you think was the best one in terms of their rivalries preserved?
I'm going to go Virginia Tech. Hands down, probably some of the best rivalries there preserved in that one.
I think UNC did the best because they got all three essentials.
Yeah, they struggle against Virginia.
Yeah,
They always struggle against Virginia.
That's a weird name. Who's
Now, let's talk about the easiest out of this group.
yeah.
The easiest out of this group is by far Wake Forest. You have Duke.
Duke's going to beat him, man. Duke's going to beat him.
Like, that's going to be a cupcake, even without Sam Hartman.
Duke's going to beat him.
You better pray. Riley Leonard does
Duke's
not
gonna
break
beat
or
him.
tear ACL first game of the
We
season.
got everyone coming back. Duke's going to beat him.
Yeah, just so y'all can go and lose to Texas A&M in the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Fuck.
Should never have lost that game.
I'll say something that should also never.
Johnny
They should have
Manziel.
never
man.
changed the name.
Dude, Johnny.
Chick-fil-A Bowl. like from Peach Bowl to Chick-fil-A Bowl. It should always be the Peach Bowl. And thankfully now it's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, but still.
So, all right. So, Kate and I, we had discussed this off the phone. Gray, what is your top 4 for the college football playoffs as of right now before the season gets started?
I have
And
Florida
who do you
State.
think is going to be the national title?
I have Florida State for my Pac-12 champion, and I actually think they can do it if everything goes right. Oregon State, as that they're my dark horse. I have Georgia in there. I don't think Alabama's going to make it because I've heard reports of their quarterback situation being really bad, and Big Game Boomer even said 7-5, which was like, anyways.
First year Nick Saban took the job if we went 7-5.
And I'm gonna put Michigan right there to turn it out. No Big 12.
So I told Cade mine. I think you're going to get 2 SEC teams in this year.
Wait,
Uh,
do you still believe in Alabama?
I actually told Cade this is my wild prediction.
What, South
This
Carolina?
year, this
Tennessee?
year you're not going to have a college football playoffs with either Georgia, Alabama, or Ohio State.
That would be a dream come true.
Like, yeah, I really believe that this year, because Georgia's going to have a new quarterback who is only a sophomore. Alabama, their quarterback situation, they may end up relying on another true freshman, which the last time they did it was Jalen Hurts, and that actually proved very well. And same thing with Tua. And even Bryce Young. And then the other one that I have to look at is so the 4 teams that I have going into the college football playoffs is the SEC championship is going to be a rematch from this past year's 40-13 beatdown in Baton Rouge, Tennessee, LSU in the SEC championship. Both of those teams undefeated going into the game. With the loser losing only that game and it be a close game, both teams get into the college football playoffs. I do believe Tennessee wins that one. So they will be the 1. The 2 that I have is Florida State. The 3 I do believe could very well end up being Washington. And
Yeah,
then
man, Michael Penix.
LSU.
I think Michael Penix is gonna win the Heisman.
But the dark horse that nobody
I got the Tennessee QB or Spencer Rattler.
Joe Milton or Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
I don't think, and that's another crazy shot that I'm going to call. Joe Milton will not finish the year for Tennessee. Nico Lumalave is going to come in and
Injury or just getting benched?
being benched. Milton's going to get benched. Because he has a lot of CJ Stroud in him. And if you watch CJ Stroud's game, it's something that I was talking to Kate about with the draft and everything coming up Thursday. Nobody wants CJ Stroud because, one, he sucked at the congeniality test with a score of 18. And secondly, he throws off of his back foot a lot. And so when you're throwing off your back foot, you're underthrowing / overthrowing a lot of balls. And Joe Milton does a lot of the same thing. He relies solely on his arm talent rather than his full body mechanics.
Yeah.
But now here's a question for you, Gray. This year, who wins the starting quarterback job at Texas? Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning?
They already chose it. It was Quinn Ewers. They already chose.
Do you think it will change before the season starts?
No.
Mm-hmm. As long as Quinn Ewers is healthy. As long as Quinn Ewers is healthy, he should keep the starting job.
Now, what about this one? And this is one of my dark horses this year to keep an eye on. Ole Miss, you have Spencer Sanders and Jackson Dart fighting for the starting job.
Well, it should be Spencer Sanders because this is his last year of eligibility, right?
Yeah, no, it should be.
He'll be the
That's
starter.
It's how it flows.
He'll be the starter, but whether he's successful or not,
Yeah, that's the big question.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to the way too early top 25. If you could pull that up.
I shall. Do you want to look at like what happened or ESPN's way too early?
Let's see. Let's look at ESPN's way too early. And out of this list, let's each like really analyze this top 25 and see which team we think out of this way too early.
Did that say Carolina was ranked inside the top 25
Yes.
in basketball?
This is football.
There's no way.
Anyways, here we are. I'm gonna start from the bottom. ESPN Plus.
Oh, we're looking at transfer portals.
TCU just picked up the
Okay,
Oregon
here it
State
is.
quarterback,
25.
Chance Nolan. Am I seeing this right?
Yeah.
TCU just picked up Chance Nolan from Oregon State. Oh, the Notre Dame quarterback, Tyler Buckner's entering the transfer portal. What is going on?
Okay, the Michigan QB.
Yeah, Cade McNamara.
He's with
He's
Iowa.
At Iowa, yeah.
So that's at Iowa at 25, making their return. James Madison at 24.
I'm calling it. James Madison wins their conference this year. Like
They're good.
James Madison and App State, just for any of y'all that are into sports betting that may tune into this channel, never count them out ever against a Power 5 opponent. I've learned, I've lived it, and yeah, don't do it. Yeah, I think James Madison's going to be like, they just play such a weak schedule. So they'll be in the top 25. It probably won't just be until later in the year unless ESPN's feeling generous and puts them in there to start the year off.
Anyways, we move up to 23, and we got Texas Tech, surprisingly.
That's interesting.
I'm not really impressed with Texas Tech. I mean, how do you feel?
I don't know if they're top 25 yet.
I know very little about Texas Tech.
I probably wouldn't say that they're top 25 team out of the gate.
All right.
All right, let's see. 22.
UTSA. I will support this.
Oh, crap. How much time we got left?
9. Well, 10 minutes.
All right. UTSA, all right, cool. Let's move on.
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes.
Fuck.
Boo!
No!
Boo!
All right, move on.
Great Day wins the Heisman.
No, he's a stick. No.
And he faced actual defenses and he died like a creepy spider. Like, if anybody, it definitely shouldn't. It should have been a Hendon Hooker.
Ole Miss is going to be decent this year.
Decent. I don't think they're top 25. I think they're
6-6.
Like same record as before.
Okay.
No change.
Yeah, Tulane, let's go.
Lane again. Now remember, they lost their head coach.
Where's he going?
Where did he go?
I do not know. I just know he left. Let me see. Where did the Tulane ball coach go?
Where did he go?
Georgia Tech.
Oh,
Oh no, he's
Oh. Yeah, so he's staying there.
not.
So could Tulane, if their season goes perfectly, be the second ever like non-power 5 team to make the college football playoff?
No, after Cincinnati happened,
both
no.
out of the American.
But I will say Cincinnati put up a good fight versus Alabama, but it's not.
Alabama toyed with them the whole freaking game.
Well,
They didn't put up
It
a
was it
fight.
was a two-score
No.
game at the end.
Surprisingly, the defense held up really well,
Yeah,
but it was the offense that struggled,
of
which
course.
we thought was going to be the other way around. But
Not when they had Sauce Gardner.
Ugly.
Sauce Gardner. Anyways, moving up. Kansas State.
Cade
Martinez.
Warner,
I don't know about this with Martinez going.
did Adrian Martinez leave?
Yep. It says
They
it's-
have what's his
Well,
name that played in his absence last year.
yeah, Will Howard was.
Yeah, Will Howard. He's really good. He's just got to learn to be a little bit more accurate, but he's good.
How do you learn to be more accurate? Like just get good.
He misses a lot of open receivers, as Cade and I can both attest to the Big 12 championship game.
They came down with it that day.
Oregon State starts at 17.
DJ Uiagalelei.
That's a huge like that kid that was like of all places Oregon State, that kind of thing.
Well, he's a West Coast kid, not too far from home.
Oh yeah, he's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Texas.
Let's see.
No, they will never be back. I will assure you. Horns down. Did you hear that they changed their fight song because it got woke or something?
No.
Man,
Yeah.
it will always be the Red River Shootout.
That is one game. That's one stadium.
NC State did the same thing actually, just recently, where they removed the word Dixie.
All because of political wokeness.
Weston, didn't
Like
you
I
tell me
said-
you had Texas in your Final Four?
Anyways,
Oh yeah, it was Texas, not Washington. My bad.
Clemson.
That's what I thought.
15.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Florida State's going to beat them this year.
No, of course, but I believe in the Clemson purge. They're going to fail until they got that.
One that I will keep an eye on, and he is a good quarterback. It's just he hasn't found the right offense to work with. Is the incoming quarterback of Paul Tyson, Bear Bryant's grandson, could be sitting there looking at taking over for Cade Klubnik.
We are not going to get through these last 15.
Well, I mean, we could. Never
We're
may.
running out of time.
Notre Dame's going to be good. I have
Yep.
them upsetting Ohio State.
Yeah, they're good. Skip.
Expected key additions. They include a punter and a kicker. Okay.
South Carolina next. Utah, okay.
They're going to be good. They're going to be fighting for the Big
Using
Pac-12.
Every time they are. I mean, it's Utah. They keep their quarterback, that Cam Rising, though.
Yep, Cameron Rising.
He's hurt right now, but they said he should be back for the start of the season.
TCU. No.
They're
No,
adding Chance
No.
Nolan.
Max Duggan's
No.
leaving.
And even then, he showed his flaws. Up to Washington.
Yeah,
Heisman
I think they
Heisman
should be
winner.
top 10.
Michael Penix Jr. is going to be your Heisman winner.
Not gonna happen. I don't think so.
dude, that Oregon State Washington game is going to be such a hype game.
Oregon State should have beat USC.
Tennessee at 10.
I do believe Tennessee will be in the top 10. Like it depends on the play of Joe Milton, really.
All right, we move up to Oregon.
No,
No,
Go Knicks. in the
no,
last
it ain't
season.
happening. No,
Nick sucks. He's not going to get drafted. He's going to be selling cars at some.
That's
car
why
lot.
he came back for this
nah,
last
he'd
season.
probably be
He's
playing.
enjoying his
He'll probably be playing
last
like
little bit of time in football.
What was that, Gray?
He'll probably be playing like the USFL or something.
He'll be starting behind. He'll be
LSU
sitting behind Jarrett Stidham.
LSU definitely. JT Daniels is good.
I'm hoping he'll be in the Heisman running. He's so scrawny, but he does have good arm strength.
We got USC.
Boo!
Oh,
I don't think so.
I think so. It's just the matter that they're not making the college football plans because they
The
have
Pac-12
fucking
is going to be
defense.
competitive this year.
Of course,
Well, they did. They did get Bear Alexander from Georgia, so their defense may be better.
Yet they do not mention that here on their additions.
It was because it literally just happened like literally 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Anyways, we move up to Penn State.
Penn State. All right.
I don't
Oh.
believe this. I think James Franklin has lost his touch.
He should
And
have
his
said
hair.
that.
But they did pick up NC State's Devin Carter. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, they got Storm Duck from Carolina. Who cares? Move on.
Yeah. 5 Alabama.
Boo!
Boo.
Oh, they're losing Henry To'oTo'o?
He was a senior.
I did not know that.
Toho.
Anyway, moving on.
We move in to Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State. Woo.
I will support this. I will support this.
They're finally back for a year, and then they're going to crap the bed again.
No, it's all about how well they do. If they do well, people will come. 1 minute, let's see if we can do this. Michigan, no, I think I put them at 2.
It's Ohio State number 2.
Yeah, I don't believe in this. Which means Georgia is at 1.
Georgia has 3 losses this year, boys.
3? Who they gonna lose to?
Tennessee. They lose a stunner to Florida. And then the other one that I think is going to happen is Spencer Rattler does upset Georgia.
I don't know that Florida's gonna beat them.
I don't know.
They have Graham Mertz though. Graham Mertz transferred to Florida.
All right. Well, it was a fun time talking to you guys.
Yep.
We got to do it again.
All right, sounds good, dudes.
See you guys.